Wednesday, welcome to Gemstone Tarot. Wednesday, oh, I've got no idea, hang on. Wednesday is May, that's obviously a good start. Wednesday the 6th of May 2026, we're in the street. I'm trying to see if there's anything happening. Not really, just loads and loads of really big fans. And then also that really kind of macho thing, you know, which I feel sorry for them really. But you know when you got a load of guys and they're doing construction, and then one of the guys has to get the van, and for whatever reason has to reverse it like really carefully between parked cars, or has to do something, and then they stall, and then they do it again, then they stall again, and you're just like, oh my god. It's all a bit of a pissing contest and they're not winning, you know, and I'm sort of sitting here like, second-hand embarrassment, this is it. Do you ever get that? I get second-hand embarrassment for everybody. I get bloody second-hand embarrassment for plates that I don't use because I didn't choose them. Does anybody else do that? I just poked myself in the eye. Let me know. And we're going to talk about eggcorns, which, not acorns, but eggcorn. Never heard of it. An eggcorn is a word that's been altered because an element has been misheard or reinterpreted. The resulting error sounds familiar. By the way, Aries, yes, your reading is out tonight. The resulting error sounds similar and importantly makes sense. For example, growth sprout instead of growth spurt, hand-me-downs for hand-me-downs, or windshield factor for wind chill factor. The word was coined in response to a blog post by linguist Mark Liberman that mentioned a person calling acorns eggcorns, and how interesting, we already said that, people. Noting that this kind of linguistic mistake did not have a name, fellow linguist Jeff Pullum suggested that eggcorn itself would be an apt name. I think it's a terrible name myself, but there you go. The best eggcorns are a delight. The Heimlich remover, and old-timers' diseases might be wrong, but they're also kind of right. I don't even understand that. Similarly, it seems a shame to waste extreme court for Supreme Court. I love that. And herebuds for earbuds. Now that's cute. Okay. I'm going to scooch down. Can't do that one. God. As dust fell for as dusk fell. Bated breath for bated breath. I'm going to call bollocks on this one and we'll go to the next one tomorrow. I can do that if I like. Do you ever do that when you're just reading a book and you're just like, well, this is a bridge too far. It's a bridge too far. It doesn't make any sense and I'm not doing it. I'm going to use some sarsaparilla tarot. That's what I'm going to do because that makes sense to me today. Yeehaw, let's have some pink lame, let's have a milkshake. Woohoo! I love this one. There's absolutely zero else happening. I'll tell you what is happening. Oh, that is annoying. What's happening is mizzle, which is like a really crap kind of a rain. And my washing needs putting out. I thought I'll just stick the washing on and I'll film the videos and then I'll quickly stick it out, but oh dear, okay. We may have to employ the heated air, people. Nothing else for it. Okay, what do we need to know? Wednesday, peak of the week. I love these cards. Especially the kind of mad spaceships that are in them. One more. Huh? Two more. Oh, I love that one. Itchy nose. Itchy nose. Right. First card, Five of Pentacles. We've had this card loads recently. Mercury and Taurus, isn't it? And just a sense, and I don't know why, so let me know in the comments, just a sense of needing to do it alone or needing to go it alone. Maybe it's needing to be alone, I don't know. But it can also be a call to arms spiritually. Needing to find a path that leads to something that we already sort of know about ourselves, but we may have been avoiding. And sometimes you can be avoiding it through always being in company or always scrolling on your phone or whatever your method of distraction is. I think what this card is saying to us is it's a difficult road. You find it hard to walk because there's always an aspect of finding it hard to walk in the Five of Pentacles. There's always someone with a broken leg or a cane or something. It's a difficult road. It's a difficult road for you to walk. It's taking the higher ground. It's rough weather, but it is going to be spiritually beneficial. You are going to, and this is such an old 80s thing, but find yourself there. I know. Then we've got this guy. I know. I mean Liberace. With a lot of balloons, some very tight trousers, a kind of a cut-off cowboy boot going on there. That's an interesting look, isn't it? Puffball sleeve. Quite like a puffball sleeve. It's all very sort of 1980s as well, isn't it? Sort of Duran, as my grandma used to call them. What's about that Duran? Anyway, King of Cups, gaining mastery of your feelings. This doesn't really happen unless you're willing to hobble off down that difficult snow-covered road. I think that's what it's saying, okay? Fortune favours the brave, but the brave don't look like what we expected them to look like. The brave are hobbling and shuffling and keeping on going, okay? I know, keep on keeping on. Then we have the Eight of Pentacles, which is more kind of work, really. But again, it's not special work. It's not, you know, university degree level. It's keep on putting one foot in front of the other, even if you're wobbly, even if it hurts, even if you don't know what the destination is. This is about endurance. And then we have the Six of Pentacles, receiving. Things will come in as a result of it. Things will, and it's not like if you do this you will get to the end of the road and you then there's a, you know, a golden carrot dangling and then you win. Because, and I always said this to the teachers at the boys' school when they used to tell me, and I'm sure I've said this before, you know, when I used to get called in all the time because he's an Aries, he was a little bit wild. And they used to say, have you thought of having a sweet jar reward system, you know, like a jar of marbles or all that? And I would say, yeah, I've thought of it and I'm not doing it because I don't want to teach him he'll always get rewarded for good behaviour. Because he won't. Sometimes he'll get rewarded for good behaviour. Sometimes he'll get rewarded for bad behaviour. Sometimes good things happen to bad people and bad things happen to good people. And that's just the way it is. So I'm not saying that you're going to, you know, there's a pot of gold necessarily that you get to pick up at the end. What I'm saying is the reward is in itself, okay? It's ultimately very spiritually rewarding for you. Then we get the Queen of Wands. Now there's two things here. One, I think you're putting yourself more in a position of power, but two, I also think that somebody might help you with this. It's you with the Queen of Wands, it's always a woman, okay? A female. So somebody may, I don't know, just help you with this, offer some of their power to you. It's quite nice. But there's also something about you gaining power by being stripped back in this way. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. This is always brilliant because it means that there's a solid foundation to what you're doing. And again, this is not a reward. This is not a free keychain with every purchase. This is just that you start to build something through sheer tenacity and not giving up. And then last and certainly not least in any way, our gorgeous Wheel of Fortune, because fortune favours the brave, but the brave don't look like what you think. Yeehaw, leave me a comment and I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.